For more, we can go across to France 24's Dave Keating standing by in Brussels. Dave, what is this ruling exactly and how has the European Commission reacted?
Well, essentially, what the court is saying here is that America's data privacy rules are not up to the standard of the EU's. On that, the European Commission agrees. They've been working to try to get the U.S. government to strengthen its data privacy laws for years, mostly to no avail. But they also know that Europeans use these big tech companies like Facebook, Apple, Twitter, etc., and they're sending loads of their data over to America. And so they had to find some way to make that data match with EU privacy law, because that's the essence of this case. As you mentioned, it stems from this case launched by the privacy activist in Austria, Max Schrems, specifically about Facebook. It was specifically about the data that Europeans send over to America via Facebook, and that data is not protected under US law. And so for EU citizens who should benefit from data privacy law, this constituted a breach. And so the court has ruled against the Commission several times on this. First, the Commission tried to set up this safe harbor legislation, which would supposedly have extra precautions for Europeans' data. The court struck that down, saying that wasn't enough. And so then the Commission came out with this new thing called Privacy Shield, and the court has struck that down as well. The court just keeps saying that, look, these remedies that you're inventing to try to circumvent the US's lax data privacy laws aren't working. Now, this could have been a total disaster today, but the court did give an out because they said that some of these clauses that companies are using to take European data are allowed. So there won't be any dramatic cliff edge, but it's going to mean some difficult negotiations.
So, Dave, given all that, what are the long-term ramifications this decision will have on relations between the United States and the European Union?
It's going to be tricky. The Commission's reaction today was that the next steps are going to be they need to analyze the judgment, they need to write up an analysis, and then they need to send it to the U.S. And what that means is they're going to be saying to the U.S., we need you to change your data privacy law in order to make this work, in order for Europeans to be able to send you their data. Now, under the current administration in the U.S., it's hard to see Attorney General William Barr responding positively to that request. It's not really clear how a Biden administration would react, but this could get very tense indeed. Americans do not like other countries coming in and telling the U.S. government how to make laws, and particularly the Trump administration is probably not going to respond kindly to this. But the Commission has to do it. It's been tasked by the EU's top court to make the Americans change their laws, because the court is saying, look, you can invent all the things you want here at the European end, but you can't. Fundamentally, they're not solving the problem, which is that the U.S. protections aren't strong enough. So there's going to be some tricky negotiations. The Commission didn't give an indication of what kind of time frame they're looking at. Again, they have been given this Hail Mary saving provision in the ruling that they can continue to use these clauses. Digital Europe, the European Tech Platform Association, said today they are also interpreting the ruling this way. People are not going to all of a sudden not be able to send data to the U.S. So they have some time, but they are going to have those awkward talks with the U.S. at some point.
And we'll see how the U.S. reacts. Dave, thank you very much for that. Dave Keating there in Brussels. To the latest on the coronavirus.